right, good morning, everyone. Before we go anywhere, we'd like to thank Aberdeen and Knowledge at Wharton High School for providing us with such a wonderful learning opportunity and the privilege of coming to this wonderful facility to present for all of you.
Our mission is to land Jack Abraham as a client by creating an investment strategy that will convince him to trust Knowledge at Wharton Asset Management with his investments.
Our plan was to formulate a healthy balance of income, growth, and qualitative investment strategies. Financial success doesn't guarantee qualitative strength, nor does qualitative strength guarantee financial success. So our combination of strategies ensures that our investments are sound in all aspects.
So, in addition to looking at company background information, we also want to keep account of these aspects when we want to invest in a stock. So the main takeaway is that we want to see that the company has been successful in the past, is currently successful, is projected to have success in the future in both the financial and qualitative aspects.
When it comes to deciding where to actually put the money, some investors may have heard of the NASDAQ dozen, a collection of 12 stock attributes that they believe could be assessed before investing in a company. Feeding off of that, we chose 10 of our own and we assigned each one a pass-fail ratio. And this allowed us to see that an investment was sound in all aspects. As you can see, these are the 10. Well, I guess number 6. But in no particular order, this is the 10. There is one more. I promise you I don't know what happened to that.
So when we're deciding what we want to evaluate our stocks on, we wanted to make sure we focus on current profitability and stability and also long-term profitability and stability. And note that the benchmarks that we set as our pass-fail is not set in stone by any means. Different investors can adjust those benchmarks to fit what they need in their specific area. And we decided to choose a pass-fail ratio because it allowed us to compare very easily. There's no ambiguity, there's no middle ground. Either passes on this aspect or fails on this aspect. And this is a list of all the stocks that we consider to pass enough aspects to invest in. And this is an example of the implementation of the Trojan 10 on one company, Domino's Pizza. And as you can see, it passed on 7 of our aspects and failed on only 3. So we consider that good enough to invest in.
We decided to do our case study on Starbucks. By the way, we visited Starbucks 87,000 times and learned that there are 87,000 different unique drink combinations.
That is actually a true fact. They included it in a press release in 2008, so the number is probably a few thousand higher now.
So some company background information. Starbucks was founded in 1971, and it has 21,000 different stores across 66 different countries. Its mission statement is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time.
So when looking at Starbucks' strengths, one of their enormous main strengths is their brand recognition. Everybody knows what Starbucks is. Everybody knows what they do. They have an enormous online recognition too. They have over 35 million likes on Facebook. Another huge advantage is the atmosphere that they create. They create a trendy, relaxing, homey atmosphere. They create the third-party atmosphere of the home, work, and Starbucks atmosphere. And another advantage they have is a really big supply chain. They have 6 roasting centers and make over 70,000 deliveries every single week.
Just as investors wanted to diversify their investments across different sectors and industries, we believe that Starbucks should diversify their locations throughout the world, which they may not be doing too well at right now. You can see 56% of franchise and 79% of company-operated stores are located in North America. About 68% of total revenue last year came from the locations in America. And a severe downturn in the North American economy would take a huge hit at Starbucks business because the risk is so concentrated in that area. We live in a fast-paced society where the high prices for Starbucks premium blends may not appeal to someone who is perfectly content with a quick and cheap cup of Joe from McDonald's. But this may not be too much of a weakness considering the increasing brand equity of Starbucks and the declining brand equity of competitors such as McDonald's. People are willing to pay those high prices for Starbucks.
Plus, Starbucks also has many opportunities. It has expansion opportunities to expand onto international markets. It has locations in Starbucks, Marriott Hotel, and many airports around the nation. And also, it can advance its technology channels, such as through the Starbucks app, so that you can have Starbucks in your pocket, literally.
Starbucks also faces many threats, one being its poor supply conditions. One of its big coffee bean supplies is Brazil, but but a recent drought in Brazil has proved to them that having a dependence on one area could be dangerous. Another threat is the competition. Coffee franchises such as McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts are always a big threat to them because some people will be debating whether they should go for the premium coffee or the cheaper alternative. Another threat is self-destruction. As you can see, the star on the map is Warden School of Business, and we have located in a 3-mile radius 18 Starbuckses. Now, a concentration like this could be a potential dangerous threat because of the mass amount of stores in the target market.
We say it could be a threat because maybe right now Starbucks has done their research before they opened up those locations, and at the time they thought it would be profitable, but the markets change over time and they might have to close those down. That actually happened in my area a few years ago. They closed down 2 stores within a mile of each other because they just were not profitable, and they might have been profitable at the time of opening. Our analysis coupled with our love of lattes convinced us that Starbucks would be the perfect fit for our investment strategy.
Starbucks also fit in our Trojan 10 with an 8-to-2 pass-fail ratio. It also matched our qualitative, income, and growth aspects of our investment strategy. With qualitative, for example, Starbucks was voted as one of the world's most ethical companies every single year since 2007 by Ethisphere magazine. The company's value has quadrupled over the last 6 years alone, and it has an average 14% increase in EPS over the next 3 quarters.
So this is a Trojan 10 analysis on Starbucks, only failing in PEG and industry price-earning ratio. And the main takeaway here is that the revenue was very good, the beta was lowest of all our stocks, and it also had a good forecast.
So when looking at our team dynamics, the thing we put a priority on was cohesion. We wanted to make sure that we were all one unit working together. So before we made any major decisions, before we invested in any stocks, we all got together, talked it over, made sure that we all felt comfortable with the stock and felt that it would bring us some money. And although we really wanted to put an emphasis on that, it's just not practically possible for 4 high school students to devote all their time to this. So we did have to work independently at some points. But before we made any huge decisions like investing in stock, we all made sure we at least talked on the phone or emailed each other, and we were all comfortable with that stock.
If we were to do this again, we would definitely add more members. Having a small team has its advantages and its disadvantages. If we added more members, we could diversify our abilities and our knowledge and our interests, just as we diversify our stock portfolio. It would also allow us to expand into more sectors and industries without compromising the integrity of our analysis by making one person tackle 2 or 3 or 4 industries by themselves. And if we were to do this again, unfortunately we can't because we're all seniors, we definitely would. This is our first year. Prior to the competition, our stock knowledge was nothing more than rudimentary, but the competition allowed us to learn an immense amount and develop a bond, so doing it again would be a great opportunity. And lastly, we were reminded of what we see as rule number 1. The stock market is unpredictable. No matter how much our numbers and our analysis and our hearts are telling us that Starbucks is going to skyrocket next Tuesday at 3:30, it may do exactly the opposite just to get on our nerves. And so in conclusion, our plan is to utilize the Trojan 10 to find stocks that are strong both qualitatively and financially. Starbucks fits this mold by having incredibly high ethical standards and profitability. Thank you.
I have a question about the pass-fail system that you use, and how did you come to determine the specific criteria for each of the metrics, in regards to whether or not it did pass or fail? Particularly interested in the success of company management.
Management was one of my favorite ones because I like leadership. Leadership is very important. So I would read up on the company and see, have they had any management changes recently? Did they have any problems with their management? How long has the person in charge been with the company? Did he just come in and take the CEO position, or did he work his way up? How long has he been in? Howard Schultz bought Starbucks from his bosses in 1987, I believe, and it's gone up since then. If he were to go down for whatever reason, step down or pass away, I believe next in line would be the COO, Troy Alstead. He's been in the company for about 23 years, so that's a pass in management.
You guys talked about the threats to Starbucks, and I like your map of all the different
I mean, I'm sure they have people devoted to locating profitable locations, and they spend their time deciding if this location should stay open and this one, they need one here, and should they move this one there, so they can overcome those difficulties.
So you've determined that your pass-fail process is appropriate for Jack Abraham. When you look at the entire portfolio that is the outcome of using your pass-fail test, so after you construct the portfolio, how would you assess that overall portfolio, in light of the, I guess, appropriateness for his own risk and long-term objectives?
Well, Jack is young. He has time to leave his money in. We would buy and hold. That's why we did this. We wanted to find companies that were stable all around so that over time they would grow. And if we were to invest in a company and follow that company and we see that maybe this changed or that changed, we could then adjust our benchmarks for pass-fail, raise them in certain aspects, and we could even substitute different attributes and take one out if we found another one that we thought would be more important.